NorthPointe Christian Mustangs. Hello and welcome. My name is Reagan Cleaves, and alongside David Shamblin, I will be bringing you all the action of this afternoon's matchup. Leading off for the Mustangs here in the top of the first, it'll be Ben Shockley. First pitch from Jack Naraki is inside for a ball 1-0. Second pitch of the afternoon for Naraki is outside. Check swing from Shockley. He didn't go around. It's 2-0. Now the 2-0. Swung on and fouled back toward the backstop. That's the first strike of the afternoon for Naraki, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 just a bit outside. And it is 3-1. So Naraki will get the sign from his catcher Moore. Pitch is just low and outside, and that'll be a base on ball. So that'll bring up Jason Tresh to hit. Tresh, last time out, struck out, grounded out, and walked as the throw over to first. Not in time as Shockley came traipsing back. And again, Naraki fires over. One on, nobody out here in the first inning. Cougars and Mustangs scoreless. Runner goes, bunt laid down. Naraki will pick it up. And a throwing error by Naraki will have two men on in Shockley and Tresh, and the
third
and
pitcher number 10,
and that will bring up Justin Dykstra. Dykstra last game singled, or had 4 singles in that game. Played pretty well. He came into pitch a little later in that game, in about the second. So the first pitch from Naraki gets by Moore, and both the runners will advance on a passed ball. And we have anybody have a sense of deja vu? We're starting this game much like we did the previous game. 2 runners on here on a passed ball, and just like that, we've got 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch from Naraki on the outside. Ball 2-0 the count here on Dyksma, sorry. And that is again down low. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. Nobody out here. 2 men on in scoring position. That's Shockley and Tresh. Dyksma at the plate. Naraki will kick and fire. That one is in there for a strike. The first strike of the afternoon. That didn't come off of a bat that went foul. So Naraki, the 3-1. Well inside, and it's a ball 4. You walked him. That's 3 men on, and we have bases loaded very quickly, and head coach Tim McKinnon will have a
number 12, Ryan Eman,
mound meeting. So a very hectic start to this one, as through the first 3 batters, Jack Naraki has walked 2 and contributed an error to the second, and a passed ball puts the bases loaded for Ryan Eman. Eman last game struck out twice walked and grounded into a double play that would end the game, as the Cougars did win that one by a score of 6-3. Home plate umpire came in to break that mound meeting up, so Tim McKinnon and the rest of the Cougars going back to their original spots. So it'll be bases loaded for Emond. We had a couple of bases loaded times last game, and that was both the Cougars had both of those. So this is the first time this afternoon that the Mustangs have the bases loaded, and that one's fouled back behind the broadcast booth, up and over us. So Naraki will deal in their strike two, and it's 0-2 on Emond. Naraki would like to get out of this with at least no more than 2 runs, maybe. And that one is grounded on the third baseline under Collins' glove, and that'll go into left field. Runner rounding third and headed for home. He'll get their throw cut off by Collins, and quickly it is. And very quickly we have runners on first and second. 2 runs scored on that RBI by Emond, and the NorthPointe Christian Mustangs, much like last game, have a 2-0 lead early, and a bunt attempt down the first baseline that is foul. So that will bring up Kyan Bay, the catcher. Strike in there, and it is 0-2. Bay came in for Ike Ryan in the 4th inning of last game. He singled and popped out to second, both of his times up. Now Naraki will deliver the 0-2. Swung on and drilled into left field. That will get down. Grabowski will throw it in to Collins, and Bay is on with nobody out here. That will bring up the center fielder, Jake Shepard, as we have bases loaded once again. Shepard struck out. He struck out, had a fielder's choice, which ended up being the third out of the inning, and he also had a sacrifice fly in the 5th. So first pitch is in there for a ball, bases loaded, nobody out. Mustangs leading 2-0. That is in there for a strike, 1-1 on Shepard. Shepard stands in, swings the bat over his right shoulder, and that pitch is grounded down the third base line on the grass, and so it's 1-2. If Naraki can get this third strike, it would be something, maybe instill a little confidence in him. Now the 1-2, swung on and grounded up the middle. Shortstop Gudino steps on second, fires over to first in time, and a double play. And 1 run does score in the form of Dijksma. So the NorthPointe Christian Mustangs extend their lead, but the important thing is we've got 2 outs. Now the first pitch is in there, strike 1 on Brahm. Brahm came in and struck out in the top of the 7th last game, and that's in there for a strike once again. 0-2 the count. here on Brom. Naraki will kick and deal. That one's in there. Got him looking strike three. And a double play and a looking strikeout. Get the Cougars out of that jam, but not before three runners cross the plate after touching all three of the bases. And it is 3-0 North Point Christian. When we come back, it'll be Beal, Tepper, and Passano lead it off for the Cougars in the bottom of the first. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back inside the broadcast booth alongside David Shamblin, where once again the Cougars face a first inning deficit after giving up 3 runs in the first. And first up for the Cougars is shortstop Miles Beal. It'll be Beal, Tepper, Passano in this first inning for the Cougars, and a bunt attempt is low. Miles Beal comes up limping from that one. He was hit by the pitch, so he will advance. Miles thought he was hit. The home plate umpire and catcher Bay think otherwise, and indeed it is a hit by pitch from Miles Beal. First pitch of the afternoon for Dijksma is a hit by pitch. So if the ruling stays as is, and it looks like it will,
Mustangs manager is pretty disappointed about that call.
Batting second for Catholic Central.
Yeah, Mustangs manager Phil Nykirk none too happy about that, and he was giving a piece of his mind to both of the umpires. His first pitch is well outside. Runner goes. Beal sliding in there, safe. A stolen base after a hit by pitch, and the Cougars have one man in scoring position.
Got a pretty good crowd here for the second game.
And it looks a little more dense down below than we had in the first game. On the outside corner for strike one on Kyle Tepper, the center fielder. Did not play in last game. So, and the pitch is belted. Laser down the
That one
right
was a
field
hot
line.
shot.
Yeah, it was a hot shot. So, the 1-2 from Dijksma is again fouled off by Tepper. So, count will stay at 1-2 on Kyle Tepper. Then the 1-2 runner goes. He slides in there safe. Miles Beal has 2 stolen bases. Right off the bat, slid under the tag of Brahm. So the Cougars have 1 man on third here for Kyle Tepper. And that is down low. Ball 3. Tepper working it to a full count. Now the payoff pitch. Fouled off again by Tepper. So, payoff pitch number 2. Down low, he walked him. And just like that, the Cougars have 2 men on. Nobody out here.
Batting designated
Top
hitter number 10,
or bottom
Luke
of the
Passanant.
Bottom of the first, they trail, however, 3-0 after a shaky start for Jack Naraki. That will bring up Luke Passanant, the designated hitter, as Bay comes out to give some signs to the infield, and he'll step back behind the dish. First pitch is drilled. That got past the shortstop, and Miles Beal will come home. It was actually a diving stop by Shockley, who came over, who was already shifting over to
Batting
make
fourth,
the
left fielder number 9,
to cover the
Zach Brown.
base as Tepper was looking to steal. A hard single by Passanant. There's nothing Shockley could have done. Now that's belted to center. Getting under it is Shepard, and he'll make the grab as Grabowski will fly out to 8. And that will bring up number 21, Ben Jopik.
Batting fifth, right
Jopik
fielder number
playing
21,
right
Ben
field.
Jopik.
He will step in. Jopik, last game, did not hit at all, despite being the pitcher and first base for a bit. Will stand in. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Now the throw down to third. Not in time, but the third baseman, Brahm, seems to have jammed his wrist up on the third base bag as he went to go try to apply the tag to a sliding Kyle Tepper. So that will go down as a stolen base, but our primary concern is whether or not Brahm is okay. He seems to be in a considerable amount of pain on the sideline, right next to the third base. Just looked like the throw from Bay was to the outside of the bag. It took Brahm into foul territory, and it looks as if when he was trying to apply the tag, he jammed his wrist up on the bag. But it looks like Jace DeShetler will come in to replace Brahm.
Mustangs had somebody up in the bullpen momentarily. It was number 24, Will Kohler. He's done now. Might be just a mockery.
Of course, he might have just been warming up because Dijksma did pitch a good part of that last game. He only pitched the bottom of the 6th about, and it looks like Brahm is up and walking. Might actually be his ankle because he seems to be limping on that left ankle. So that'll bring in number 4, Jace DeShetler.
New third baseman from NorthPointe Christian, number 4, Jace DeShetler.
So we are assuming that DeShetler will take Brahm's place, and Brahm is out of the game after 1 1/3 inning at the third base position. He struck out his time up to end the inning, and so Ben Jopik will step back to the plate for the Cougars. Now from the stretch, the 0-1. Down low on Jopek. On that stolen base, Luke Passana also moved to second. Now the 1-1. That was questionably a strike as it looked to be about halfway into the opposite batter's box as Jopek stands in the right-handed and a check swing. Drop third strike. Jopek didn't go on the check swing. Catcher Bay thought he did. So it did take a little bit for the home plate umpire to appeal. Now that's in the dirt to the outside. Jopek has made himself a full count. So
If I was Jopik right here, I'd expect a hard fastball high and
now the
away.
payoff pitch is fouled. A laser. That hit the metal grating outside of the metal fence outside of the Mustangs dugout. 3-1 Mustangs lead, but the Cougars have two men in scoring position. Tying run on second. Now the pitch from Dijksma. Well outside, he walked Jopek. So the bases are loaded for Joe Collins to come to the plate.
Now batting, third baseman, number 12, Joe Collins.
Joe Collins playing third base today. He'll stand in with the bases loaded. First pitch is popped sky high. Third baseman to shelter under it. He dropped it. Infield fly rule is called. So the batter is out. So Collins, infield fly rule. He would have been out anyway had DeShetler
Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 25,
made the
Jake
play.
Passanoff.
That'll bring up Luke Passanoff. Luke Passanoff. Jake Passanoff, excuse me, playing first base tonight. First pitch is a strike. Now the second from Dijksma. Down low. Ball 1-1 the count here. Jopek will Passanoff will step in. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Passanoff was swung for that. It was way up high. And the count is now 1-2. Now the 1-2. How is that a strike? That was halfway out into the batter's box. The left side, the home plate umpire called it a strike, and Jake Passanoff strikes out looking. And after one inning of play, the Cougars trail by a score of 3-1. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Baseball on the Cougar Baseball Network. So Reagan Cleaves bringing it live here inside the broadcast booth. And we have a pinch hitter.
Now batting to lead off the top of the
It'll
second
be
for our
number
pinch fisherman. Number
14,
14,
Ben Redfield, for the Mustangs. He is in for Ben Vergawi. So we'll wait and see if Vergawi switched positions or is just out for the time being. Now that pitch is fouled off, 1-1.
He's a big dude.
So the 1-1 from Naraki. Just a bit outside. And it is 2-1. So Naraki. This umpire has a very questionable strike zone. That was low. That looked to be low and outside, but the umpire had to say otherwise. So it's 2-2. That pitch is drilled down the first baseline, grabbed by Jake Passanaw. Beautiful play there, and he'll step on first to retire Redfield.
Might have saved a leadoff double there to start this inning.
Now batting.
That would not
Number
have
24,
been
Will
good.
Kohler.
That'll bring up number 24, Will Kohler. Kohler did not play in that first game either. So the first pitch on the outside corner. Naraki will kick and fire the 0-1. Drilled back deep right field. That ball is back. Jopik couldn't get it, and he'll pick it up and fire that in. Ooh, that was deep. Will Kohler belted that one. That was an easy stand-up double for him.
Shortstop number 2,
And
Brady Shockley.
that was very, very deep. So the first pitch to Shockley well inside. Kohler, the senior, at second here as that pitch is in there. Strike one, 1-1 the count on Shockley. Shockley walked last inning as the Mustangs are making quick work of this of Naraki, and that looks like a pop out to Miles Beal. So two
First
gone
baseman, number
here
15, Jason Tresh.
in the top of the second. That'll bring up Jason Tresh, the pitcher last game for the Mustangs. He reached base on an error and would eventually come around to score for the Mustangs. Naraki, the first pitch. That's grounded down the first base line. Got over Jopik's mitt, and Gudino comes over to make the grab to make sure it didn't go into the infield. It didn't go into the outfield, but it's a error on Jopik's part.
That was a good read there by Godino to get over it and make sure it didn't go to the outfield.
Pitcher number
That
10,
was a
Justin
smart
Dyson.
play by Gudino just to make sure nothing more disastrous came of that. And on that, Kohler moves to third. So runner goes. One up off the ground. And so Tresh will move to second with a stolen base. Naraki will set. That swung on and grounded. Naraki picks it up. He'll fire over to first. A throwing error by Naraki. Kohler will score, and Tresh comes around, and he will touch home. It is now 5 to. It is now 5-1. They talk about earned runs, but Naraki is exemplifying that term as he's
Second
as two
baseman, number
throwing
12, John
errors
Keenan.
by Naraki allow two runners on, and it's just not been Naraki's day. That will bring up number. That'll bring up number 12, Iman. Pitches a strike.
Umpire strike zone seems to be a little more consistent than
Yeah,
the
but
other
that
one.
doesn't mean it's anywhere near close what it should be. That's a foul off the bat of Iman. Man on second for the Mustangs. Now, the 0-2 swung on and grounded to
Take
short.
it.
Beal will pick it up, fire the long throw to first, got him in time, and Iman grounds out 6-3.
Your
So,
score at the end of an inning and a
Cougars
half.
get out of
Mustangs 5,
the
Cougars
Mustangs
1.
strike once more on an error by Jack Naraki, and we will head to the bottom of the second. Cougars trailing 5-1. Reagan Cleaves bringing it
Ninth
back,
inning,
then
we
to
have the
lead off
starting
the
catcher, number
second
3, Matt
inning,
Moore.
it'll be Matt Moore. Cougars, that is a pass ball, first pitch. Many an infield changes off of the injury to Brahm. We'll get to that in a moment as pitches outside ball one, or ball two, excuse me. 2-0 the count. Pitch is swung on and missed. 2-1 to Moore. We'll start off with the new catcher, number 14, Ben Redfield. Check swing by Moore. No appeal. And I believe he did go. So it's 2-2. Little kick and fire. Swung on and missed. And a strikeout there for Matt Moore.
Second baseman, number 2, John
That
Gudino.
will bring up second baseman John Gudino. MLB games, only one in progress right now. It is the Twins and the Yankees. Last check, the Yankees were trailing the Twins 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth.
Garber hit a homer.
Garber getting the home run on that one, and that skied high into foul territory. Third baseman DeShetler will pop out on that one, or will make the grab. So it's a pop out to fifth. That'll
Shortstop,
bring
number
up
1, Miles Beal.
Miles Beal. He was
Garver's
hit by a pitch in that first one, and in the first inning, and stolen a base, and would eventually come home to score.
Garver's homer was his fifth of the year with the Twins. It was a two-run shot to deep right. Scored Jonathan Scope as well.
First pitch was in there for a strike. Now the 0-1 in there for a ball. Miles, let's get on to those infield changes. As we mentioned, Shetler is at third, Redfield at catcher. First base, Will Kohler came in. Pitch is drilled to left field, foul, however, and Tresh has moved from first to right, and Clark is out of the game. So, and Bay, the catcher, moved to center. That one's fouled off by Beal. So, around the infield, it's Kohler, Iman, Shockley, and DeShetler um, from right to left, and got him looking. Strike three on Beal. That's
Score after two
Dykesma's
calls. NorthPointe
Dykesma's
pitching 5
third
seconds enter
strikeout
1.
of the afternoon, and we'll head to the bottom of the second. Cougars still trail by a score of 5-1. Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back inside the broadcast booth alongside David Shamblin. Leading off for the Mustangs here in the top of the third, it'll be Can Bay. He'll drill that to second. Gudino will pick it up. He bobbled that one, but will throw over to first in time. So quickly, one down here in the top of the third. That will bring up
Now batting center
Jake
fielder
Shefford.
number 3, Jake Shepard.
Kyle Tepper has made the switch for Jack Naraki. Naraki is out of the game. As far as we know, Tepper pitches drilled back. Jopik underneath will make the catch, and 2 pitches, 2 outs. So that will bring up number 4, Jace DeShetler.
Batting third baseman number 4, Jace DeShetler.
He came in for Brahm as that's trickled down the first base line. Passanal will pick it up, and just like that, it's a 1-2-3 3-pitch inning for Kyle Tepper. Cougars seem to have a bit of momentum back as
Score after 2.5.
that
Mustangs
is
5,
and
Cougars 1.
after 2.5 innings, it's the Mustangs 5, the Cougars 1. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. So leading off for the Cougars in
Moving off the
this
bottom of the third for County
bottom of the
Central.
third, it'll
Pitching
be
number
Tepper,
22, Kyle
Passanaw,
Tepper.
and then Grabowski. So Tepper will stand in. He's hasn't had an at-bat tonight or this afternoon. He walked his first time up and got around to third, but did not score. On the mound, it's still Dykesma, and he'll kick and fire. That one's grounded down the third baseline. DeShetler will pick it up. With speed is Tepper, but he's not in. He can't get there in time, and it's a 5-3 ground out. So that will bring up Luke Passanaw. Luke Passanaw singled his last time out and had a stolen base.
Number 10, designated hitter, Luke Passanaw.
A designated hitter will stand in. One out, nobody on here. Bottom of the third. That's drilled into left field. That'll get down.
That's a
Rounding
double.
first is Passanaw, and that is a double sliding in there as Luke Passanaw and the Cougars have a man on.
Number 9, left fielder, Zach Grabowski.
Here, and that'll bring up Zach Grabowski. He flew out to 8 last time out. Time is called by the infield umpire, presumably to let Passanaw get up from his slide. The first pitch is drilled into center field. There to make the catch is Bay, and 2 are retired here in this half inning.
Right fielder, number 21, Ben Jopik.
That'll bring up number 21, Ben Jopik. First pitch, runner goes. Now the throwdown, that should be well in time, but it wasn't handled correctly by DeShetler. And that's the second time the Cougars have nabbed third on a stolen base this afternoon. And this time it's Luke Passanaw. Now the 0-1. Outside on Jopik, it's 1-1. The 1-1 swung on and fouled off behind home plate. 5-1, the Mustangs lead, but the Cougars are threatening to put one across the plate. Ben Jopik hasn't had a plate appearance, or hasn't had an at-bat tonight. He walked in the first inning. So that one is in the dirt, 2-2. Nexmo will go from the windup. That gets past him. Runner comes home. Here's Passanaw. The throw to the plate. Safe at the plate. And Luke Passanaw comes home to score on a passed ball, and the Cougars cut the lead to 3. Throw looked like it might have been in time, but Passanaw got under the tag and was able to score, and the Cougars now have 2 runs. Here, and Jopik will step back in after that bit of excitement. The full count payoff pitch. Drilled. That will pop up high to the right side. That'll fall down well foul. So, we're back again for the payoff pitch part 2. That's drilled into left field. That'll get down before Tresh could get to it. And a 2-out single for Jopik has the Cougars on the base paths once more.
Well, the ball's just
Third baseman,
jumping
number
off the
12,
bat
Joe
in this
Thomas.
game. Looks like the ball is going to be easier to pick up, and we'll get hit a little farther. Wind's blowing in, not out.
As you mentioned, the wind is blowing in, but it's not It's not really noticeable, just a slight breeze. We don't have a flag out behind the outfield wall. That pitch is inside on Joe Collins. Last time up, he fell victim to the infield fly rule. As bases were loaded, he skied one high, and now that's outside. 3-0, three balls on three pitches here for Dijksma. Dijksma will set. He'll kick and fire. In there for a strike on Collins. Jopik still occupying the first base. Here, 3-1 the count on Collins. The 3-1 in there, strike two, full count. So, the payoff pitch from Dijksma, runner goes. That is grounded, taken by Dijksma. He'll fire over to first in time for the out. So, a 1-3 ground out retires the side for the Cougars, and we will head to the top of the fourth. Cougars trail the Mustangs 5-2.
Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. David Shamblin alongside Reagan Cleaves. So we get set for the top of the fourth inning here from Cougar Field at the Cat, as it will be the catcher Ben Redfield to kick things off in the top of the fourth. The first pitch is a bunt attempt and fouled off. 0-1 on Ben Redfield. Kicks and deals, and that one's inside and gets away from the catcher Matt Moore. It will be 1-1. Missed high and outside. 2-1 to Redfield. Tepper set on the 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off to our left, and the count is 2-2. Here's the pitch, and he got him on outside pitch, and umpire gave it to him. There's one away.
First baseman number 24, Will Kohler.
Bring in the first baseman, Will Kohler. He doubled to deep right field last time up. Takes this one for a strike inside. Behind the count now 0-1. That one's high and outside. The count is 1-1 to the Mustangs' first baseman. Here comes the pitch. That one misses. Kohler ahead in the count 2-1. Umpire calls time here. Tepper gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Bouncer up to Godino. Godino fields it. Throw on to first, and there's 2 away.
Number 2, the shortstop, Ben Shockley.
Bring in Shockley now with nobody on and 2 away here in the top half of the 4th. Mustangs lead 5-2. Comes the first pitch. That one's driven foul down the first base line and out of play. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded foul down the third base line.
Shockley this afternoon is 0 for 1 with a pop out to the shortstop and a walk.
Here comes the pitch from Tepper. Swung on and missed. Drop third strike. Throw to first is in time. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Tepper. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th right after this.
Mustangs 5, Cougars
You're
2.
listening to Cougars Baseball on the Cougar Baseball Network.
First baseman, number 25.
All right, we are
Jake
back
Passman.
inside the booth here at Cougar Field at the Cougar Athletic Complex as it'll be the first baseman, Jake Passanaut, to lead things off. He'll ground the first one foul, and the bottom of the 4th is underway.
Passanaw's only time up was in the first inning where he struck out to end that one.
Here's the pitch. Grounded, a hot shot off the pitcher, and there's 1 away. Good heads-up play by the pitcher, Justin Dykesma, to record the first out.
Catcher
That
number
was a
3,
scary
Matt
moment
Moore.
right there. Bring up the catcher, Matt Moore. Takes his cuts right-handed. Swung on and missed.
Much
0-1.
like Passanaw, Moore struck out his only time up so far, but it was a leadoff strikeout rather than a inning-ending strikeout.
That one misses down and away. Count is now 1-1. 1-2. As a fastball, it looked like, touches the glove in the strike zone, and it's 1-2. And Matt Moore just took strike 3 on a hard pitch to see go by, and there's 2 away.
Second baseman, number 2, John Gudino.
Bring up second baseman Godino.
Gudino flew out his last time, popped out to the third baseman last time. That was DeShetler.
Takes the first one for a ball. He'll take the second one for a ball, as it looked like a curveball bounced in front of the plate. Maybe.
Redfield didn't even move to try to block that one. He just let it bounce by him on the right side.
Godino is ahead in the count now, 2-0. Here's the pitch. Takes pitch inside, and Godino didn't like that one. It's 2-1 now. Here's the pitch. Takes that one too, and don't think he liked that one either. It's 2-2 now. Fouls off the 2-2 pitch to keep it at 2-2. Looked like a protection hack on that one. Comes the 2-2 pitch again. Little blooper. Will it get down? It will get down. A base hit. Godino's going to try and stretch it into 2. And he's in with a sliding double.
Good
And
heads
the
up.
Cougars got
Good
one in
heads up.
scoring position.
Good heads up play by Godino there. Noticing that
Shortstop number 1, Miles
Emad and
Beal.
Tresh both overran that ball and let it drop between them, and he realized that he had an opening to head on over to second, and he did. He just got under that tag. That was applied by Shockley.
And it'll bring the top of the order back up. It will be Beal, the switch hitter. It takes his cuts left-handed against a right-handed pitcher. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. Beal would try and at least get the run at a third, possibly drive him home if he can find a gap here with 2 away. The 1-0 or the 0-1 misses, now 1-1.
Beal struck out his last time up. That was to end the inning back in the second.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Little high, apparently, and it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Driven foul the other way. Counts now 2-2 with 2 away and a runner on second base. Time called.
Godino is not happy
Godino
about
not
something
happy
at
with the
second.
second baseman.
I think he's complaining that Shockley was kicking him with dirt or something. That's definitely an odd complaint.
And he scampers back to second on that one is Godino. Paying close attention. Oh, and that one drills him right in the back. That one had to hurt.
That is the second time Beal has been hit today.
Second time they've hit him, as Reagan just said.
Yeah,
And
he was hitting the
doesn't like that
first.
one.
He was hitting the first with a
Pitcher number 22, Kyle Tepper.
right on the toe, and now he's hit square in the middle of the back.
They're bringing up the pitcher now. Kyle Tepper with 2 on, 2 out. In a 5-2 game in the bottom of the fourth as that one skied into right field. Trush is under it, and the side's retired. We'll be back for the top of the 5th inning here on
Score after
Cougar
4
Baseball
complete.
Network.
Catholic Central. NorthPointe Christian 5.
So Reagan Cleaves and David Shamblin bringing it back here inside the broadcast booth. Cougars and Mustangs. Mustangs leading the Cougars by a score of 5-2. Gudino was still fired up about that. What happened at second base? He was talking with McKinnon and the home plate umpire. He was just not happy. First up is Jason Trashel taking on the outside corner, strike one.
Can't really tell right now if right-hander Ryan McClellan is warming up in the bullpen or just keeping the arm loose in case they actually need him or not.
That pitch was down, or was in there for a strike. The 0-2 from Tepper. That's grounded. Tepper, a good glove.
Nice play.
He'll jog over and toss it to first. And the Cougars have one away here.
Pitcher number 10.
That was some good reaction by Tepper to get the end as it took a crazy hop. Right in front of him, he was able to jump up and make the grab to put one away, and that's on the outside corner for strike one against the pitcher, Justin Dykesma. Does look like McClelland is warming up, maybe not for immediate use, but probably for future use when a little later when Tepper gets into the sixth or the seventh, as that's swung on and fouled back by Dykesma. Dykesma, his last time out, got to first on an error, and that hits as the pitch hits Dykesma, and we have our third hit batsman of the game. So that will bring up number 12, Ryan Emond.
Number 12, Ryan Emond.
Emond last time up, he grounded out 6-3. So Tepper will hold. He'll kick and fire on the outside corner for strike one. Tepper working from the first base side of the rubber, the right-handed pitcher. The junior will deliver. That's the strike in and the throw to second. Not in time as it got away from Beal. So Dykesma has a stolen base and he is on second. Meanwhile, the count is 1-1 on Iman. Excuse me, 0-2. So one out, one on here. Top of the fifth. Cougars trailing by 3. Mustangs looking to extend their lead here with a hit from Iman. Kyle Tepper will work from the windup. He'll kick and fire. That's swung on and missed. Now the throw down to second has Dykesma sliding in, and Iman strikes out swinging. So Kyle Tepper has his third strikeout of the afternoon. Coming in after
number 8,
he replaced Jack Naraki, and that'll bring up Kynan Bay. Bay has singled and grounded out. He was also part of that double play by Gudino in the first, and now that's grounded to Beal. Beal will pick it up on the hop, fire over to first, got him in time, and Bay grounds out for the second time this afternoon, and the Cougars will head to the home half of the fifth, looking
4.5 innings of play.
to
Christian 5, Catholic Central 2.
To subtract from their deficit. You're listening to the Catholic Central Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Cougars batting order for the bottom of the fifth. It'll be Luke Passanaw, Zach Grabowski, and Ben Jopic still facing Dykesma. Ryan McClellan still has a bunt attempt. Dykesma will pick it up and fire. Got him! A good play to stretch out by Kohler, and they just got passing on the first base line. So that'll be a 1-3 ground out. That'll bring up Zach Grabowski. Cougars still have Ryan McClellan tossing in the pen. That will bring up Zach Grabowski. A strike. That Grabowski has flown out and lined out to center field both times up. That's on the outside corner. Strike two. Now the 0-2. That's fouled off behind and to our left. Still 0-2 on Grabowski. And that's grounded. Dykesma will pick it up and fire over for another 1-3 ground out here in the fifth. And that will bring up pinch hitter number 5, Luke Brazelton.
Now batting for Catholic Central, number 5, Luke Brazelton.
Brazelton will stand in. This is his first time up through both of these games. That's on the outside. 1-0. In there for a strike is the second pitch. That'll make the count 1-1. So, Nightsmell will kick and fire. That one's lifted high and to our right. Brazelton, the junior, bats right, throws right. Dykesma works from the third base side of the rubber. That's grounded. Second baseman Iman picks it up. He'll throw over to first for the third out of the inning. A 1-2-3 fashion. The Mustangs finish off the Cougars in the bottom of the fifth. When we come back, it will be Shepard, Brom, and Redfield here on the Cougar Baseball Radio Network. Reagan Cleaves bringing you back here at Cougar Field on the grounds of the Cat. So we have a new pitcher for the Cougars. It'll be Ryan McClelland, two-sport athlete. He also plays goaltender for the hockey team. Kyle Tepper moves back to center field, and Brazelton will slide into right, knocking Jopic out of the lineup. So McClelland from the stretch. Down low, ball one. Shefford is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. That's down low once again from McClelland. We'll step back on. Shefford flew out to right field last time out. He stands with an even stance, swinging the bat. Gently as a third ball down low. 3-0. Cougars pitchers have just not had a ton of luck this afternoon, minus Kyle Tepper. He played very well in his 3 innings of work, only allowing one base runner, which was a hit by pitch in Dykesman. He didn't get around a strike called on Shepard. The 3-1 from McClelland. Check swing didn't go, and so Shepard will walk on down to first. 1 on, nobody out here. Top of the 6th, Cougars trail the NorthPointe Christian Mustangs by a
Third
score
baseman
of
number 4,
5-2.
Chase
That will
DeShepard.
bring up McClelland will throw back. That'll bring up number 4, Jace DeShetler. Sorry about that. McClelland will stand back in after pausing to try to pick off the runner at first. The first pitch to Shetler. He showed bunt, but it was low and outside. So, Shepard taking a healthy lead taking a shorter lead from first, and McClelland again seems preoccupied with not allowing that runner to steal than to get the game moving. This definitely has been a quicker game than the first of our doubleheader. Second pitch shows bunt again. Low and outside. Strike 2. Ball 2, excuse me. I thought the umpire signaled strike, but the scoreboard does say it's 1-1. McClelland will kick and fire. Shows bunt, does the Shepherd, and Moore will pick it up and fire over to first. And for the first out of the inning, now Shepherd will move to first. That will
Catcher
bring up
14,
number
Ben Redfield.
14, Ben Redfield. So McClelland will step back onto the mound. 1 down, 1 on here. Top of the 6th. Mustangs leading 5-2, and another bunt. That'll go down the third base line. A perfectly placed bunt by Redfield. He put that right down the third base line where nobody could get it, and he's got himself a bunt single.
24, the first baseman, Will Kohler.
That will bring up Will Kohler. He can hit the ball well, as we saw at his first at-bat in the second inning. The umpire checking something. Asking for the on-deck Ben Shockley to pick up the bat, which he does. The left-handed batter, Kohler, stands in, swings the bat over his left shoulder. Slightly open stance, McClelland from the third base side. Runner goes inside, passing off, will throw back, and that got past That got past Collins and will go into left field. And Shepard will come home to score. My goodness, that is a throwing error on the part of Matt Moore. So the Mustangs extend their lead to 6-2. And Tim McKinnon comes out to have a chat with his infield. So we will pause here on the Cougar Baseball Network. We are back here, and the count is 1-0 on Kohler. One man on in the form of Ben Redfield, the catcher. And Will Kohler at the plate. This kid can hit. And McClellan operating from the third base side of the rubber. We'll check the runners and fire. A slider in there, strike one. 1-1 the count here on Kohler. Last time out, however, Kohler did ground out to second. McClellan will step off. 1-1. McClellan will kick and fire. A curveball driven to left field. Grabowski under it and he'll make the grab. Another relay to home. The cutoff by Collins, not in time. And Redfield will come home to score on a sacrifice fly by Kohler.
Shortstop number 2.
So that'll extend the lead to 5. 7-2. The Mustangs lead. That will bring up Ben Shockley. McClelland will work from the stretch. The first pitch to Shockley. A bunt attempt down the third base line. Collins into plate. He'll fire over off the bounce, not in time. And Shockley has a bunt single. And for the second time in this inning, a Mustang has gotten on with a bunt. It's pretty perfectly placed bunts
15,
there.
Jason Tresh.
That'll bring up Jason Tresh. He grounded out his last time to the pitcher. McClellan will gather his sign from Moore and come set. First pitch. Inside. 0-1. Man on first. 2 outs here. Top of the 6th. Cougars trailing 7-2. McClellan will kick and fire. Runner goes swung on and missed. And fouled back to the backstop. So McClellan will step back on. Shockley back to first. McClellan will take his sign and fire over to first. Shockley sliding back in time. McClellan again will fire over. Seems to be occupied with the notion that Shockley will steal, as that's in there for a strike, 1-2. 1-2 the count on Tresh. McClellan will kick and fire. That's driven to center field. Kyle Tepper will settle under it and make the grab. And the Cougars will head to the bottom of the sixth, facing a 5-run deficit. You're listening to Catholic Central Cougar Baseball on the Cougar Baseball Radio Network.
Sixth for Catholic
We are
Central.
back
Third
inside the
baseman, number 12, Joe
broadcast booth
Collins.
to start the bottom of the sixth inning as NorthPointe Christian leads over Catholic Central 7-2. As Joe Collins takes the first pitch that he sees to start the bottom of the sixth for a strike, gets 0-1. Takes the second one also, and it's 0-2.
Collins grounded out to the pitcher his last time up to the plate and also fell victim to the infield fly rule in the first.
That one's grounded to the pitcher, and he'll take it himself for the first out.
First baseman, number 25, Jake Passanal.
That will bring in Jake Passanal.
Passing on last time up, grounded as well to the pitcher, and he is also struck out, so he's 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Takes the first one that he sees for a strike. It's 0-1. The pitch. Also a strike. It's 0-2. Way outside to the backstop. It's 1-2.
And there is some activity in the Cougars bullpen. That looks to be Zach Grabowski, the junior, warming up. He might come in for McClellan here in the 6th or the 7th. That's grounded to the
Grounded the
first.
pitcher, and there's 2 away.
The pitchers for the Mustangs have been very active in the field.
Bring up Matt Moore.
They have, let me count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 assists and or putouts this entire game. They have been very active, averaging at least one an inning.
One's in there, it's 1-1 as the first one of the at-bat was taken for a ball. That one for a strike. It's a pitch and a big cut, but it results in nothing. It's 1-2. That one's grounded to the shortstop. Throw on the first, and Kohler scoops that one out of the dirt to retire the side. Cougars are set down 1-2-3. We'll go to the top of the 7th.
Go to the 7th.
You're listening to Cougars Baseball on Cougar Baseball Network.
Reagan Cleaves welcoming you back here inside the broadcast booth at the
The
Cougar
top of the
Field where the
seventh for North Point
Cougars
Christian. Pitcher
trail
number
the
10, Justin Dykesma.
North Point Christian Mustangs by a tally of 7 runs to 2. First batter for the Mustangs is the pitcher Dykesman. He fouls the first pitch off to the backstop. New pitcher for the Cougars, Zach Grabowski, the junior, has moved onto the mound, and Brendan Leonard, as that's driven to left center field. Now under it is Brazelton. He'll make the grab, and there is one away. That will bring up.
Now batting second baseman number 12.
That'll bring up
Ryan
number 12, Ryan Emon. He struck out his last time up, and he pops that high. Beal is under it. He'll make the grab, and it's a pop out to 6. And that will bring up number 8, Kyan Bay. Bay
center fielder number
is
8, Kyan Bay.
1 for 3 this afternoon. In this matchup, he's grounded out twice and singled the other time, and that pitch is down low for a ball. So, the 1-0 from Grabowski. That's grounded to third. Collins will pick it up. On a hop, he'll fire over to first. Got him. And the Cougars retire the side. 1, 2, 3. At last coming on a 5-3 ground out. And we will head to the bottom of the 7th. The Cougars have a last chance to tie up the game here on the Catholic Central Cougar Radio Network. So the bottom half of the 7th will find number 20, Noah Schultz, to the plate. He replaces Nick Gudino, as it is the Cougars, or John Gudino, sorry, as this is the Cougars' last chance to tie up the game. That pitch is on the outside. Ball 1. Second pitch is grounded. DeShelter will pick it up and fire over off the hop. Kohler picks it out of the dirt, and we've got one down here in the bottom of the 7th. That will bring up Miles Beal. He has been hit twice with a pitch and struck out once. He came around to score half of the Cougars' runs. That one came in the first half, or the bottom half of the first. That pitch is inside from Dykesma. Dykesma still on the mound. He's been on the mound for the Mustangs since the bottom of the 6th. He came in relief of He came in relief of Tresh, and now the 1-1 to Beal. Well outside, 1-1. So, Dijksma will kick and fire just a bit outside. That's high. And that'll go back to the backstop, having to be retrieved by one of the Cougars waiting me on next circle. 3-1 the count to Beal. The 3-1. That is high, and Miles Beal has walked, giving him a 75% on base percentage today. And that will bring up number 22, Kyle Tepper.
Now batting the center fielder, number 22, Kyle Tepper.
Kyle Tepper steps to the plate, having gone 0 for 2 today. He walked and he has grounded out and flown out in his plate appearances. That's got the bottom outside corner of the strike zone for an 0-1 count to Tepper. Dijksma will kick and fire. That one's in there for a strike as well. 0-2. Dijksma checks the runner at first. He'll kick and fire. That's swung on and fouled back by Tepper to the backstop. Dijksma that's driven foul. A flaming line drive down the right field line will drift into foul territory. Get down. Cougars still trailing 7-2. One man on. One out here as that's never in a bloop single into right field. Beal will move to second. Tepper to first. And the Cougars have 2 men on here. Here in the bottom of the 7th. That will bring up number 10, Luke Passanaw. So, Passanaw, the left-handed batter, has gone 2 for 3 today. He grounded out his last time up. That hit one of the poles holding the backstop up and gave that sound a nice resounding clink. So the 0-1 to Passanaw well outside. Redfield had to stick out his glove to make sure that didn't skip by him. And so Dijksma will kick and fire. That's grounded. Dijksma picks it up. Fires over to Shockley. Shockley over. And this one belongs to the Mustangs as they win with the final of 7-2 on a game-ending 1-6-3 double play.
Final score in game 2. NorthPointe Christian Mustangs 7.
So we thank you for joining us from this morning into this afternoon as the Cougars fall to the Mustangs by a score of 7-2. The Cougars, after that, going 1-1 in that doubleheader, will fall to 11-5, while the Mustangs will fall to 12-3. Well, my name is Reagan Cleaves. Thanking you guys for joining us tonight, wherever you may be, or this afternoon, wherever you may be. And for David Shamblin, I'm saying so long from the Cat as the Cougars split the doubleheader with the Mustangs and lose the final one by a score of 7-2. Have a great evening, everybody.